Nitro-CELL's typical data flow has been to take CREO data and connect it to Excel through Nitro-CELL. Basically, we take data from CREO and we write it to Excel, and we can also take data from Excel and write it back to CREO. This has been the foundation for all automation with Nitro-CELL for many years. We've added a new capability called an application register to Nitro-CELL that is basically a temporary data space or a scratch pad that can be used by either CREO or Excel to avoid unnecessarily creating extra worksheets or tracking information within your automation. So for example, you could take data from CREO and write it to the register, and then basically skip Excel and write it right back to CREO, either to the same model or a different model if you choose. You can also use the application register with Excel to basically store temporary information that may be evaluated within Excel, and then write it back to Excel if you want to. You can, of course, connect things end to end by taking data from CREO, writing it to the register, and then writing the data to Excel, or coming the other direction and writing from Excel to the register and then ultimately to CREO. We have a handful of functions for this. Basically, you can set register values, you can get register values, you can clear them if you want to in the middle of your automations. And you can also check to see if a register exists before you do anything with it. A quick example of how this would work is we're going to just demonstrate real quick here how a parameter value would get to the register. So we have a special hook called register, and then of course you can create your own variable name for the register name that you want to write to. And in this case, we're using a parameter name to write to it. So if we were to look at an actual piece of code, get parameter out of box for the height parameter is going to register to a variable called box height. To get the information back and apply it within Nitro-CELL, you can use a different hook to retrieve the information out of the register and pass the value on. So for example, if we wanted to write to a different model, in this case box2.prt, to its height parameter, we could get the registry box height by simply adding the special tag with a colon in between it. Now the register functions are available across many different areas of the Nitro-CELL application. Different function areas support it. If you have any questions about whether or not you can use the registry function, just simply load the function that you're interested in and then scroll over and look at the instructions. You'll see whether there's a register option or whether there's a reg colon option for the special handling for accessing registry variables. In this particular example, we're going to open up a basket model and extract a parameter called flange height. So this particular parameter here that we're looking at is this one right here at 4.53 is the current value. And we're going to be, according to our automation, opening up another component called gasket. And if we take a look at its current parameter value, you'll notice it's set to 8. So the neat thing about this is that we're going to read the parameter value into a registry variable called lip height, and then we're going to turn around, open up a different model, and then set its property height equal to whatever the lip height is from the other model that's stored in the registry. So when we run this, you notice just that quick, it finishes it, mainly because it's not going to write data to Excel. And if we look at our value here, we can see that it's already been set. Then we can just continue on with our automation as normal from this point forward. But this is a quick overview of how the functionality works.